Hey everyone, with World of Warcraft Shadowlands coming up very soon, most of my content on Twitch is going to be World of Warcraft based, and I want my YouTube to kind of reflect what I do on Twitch, so this is going to be the first video in this style. It's an experiment, and if you guys like it, I'll do more of these, but without any further ado, let's talk about the Shadowlands, shall we? The Shadowlands is essentially the afterlife of the Warcraft universe. Souls of the dead who have passed on from the world of the living get sent to the Shadowlands. When a soul is sent to the Shadowlands, they appear before the Arbiter, an ancient being who dwells on top of the city of Oribos, and they judge the mortal soul before it is allowed access to the Shadowlands. When judged, the Arbiter decides what region of the Shadowlands the soul will end up in. The origin of the Shadowlands remains uncertain, but it has existed ever since mortal life first appeared in the physical universe. The Shadowlands span all the worlds, including Azeroth, where Icecrown served as the anchor to the Shadowlands. The Shadowlands are governed by covenants, each in their ruling realm of the Shadowlands. Besides these 4 ruling realms, there are infinitely more realms, but these 4 ruling realms are the heart of the Shadowlands expansion, and each fulfills a unique role in the ecosystem of the Shadowlands. These 4 ruling realms are Bastion, ruled by the Kyrian Covenant, where souls naturally drawn to service are sent, to examine their lives and clean themselves of their burdens, to work toward a state of virtue, so they might ascend and serve the Shadowlands as Kyrian. One individual who we're going to be meeting in Bastion is going to be Uther Lightbringer. As we saw in the Bastion cinematic that Blizzard released during Gamescom of this year, Uther, before he got struck down by Arthas, prayed to the light, and his soul, instead of going into Frostborn completely, got split in 2. It got wounded, but part of his soul did reach Bastion. Ardenweald, ruled by the Nightfake Covenant, where wild gods and other spirits of nature travel upon death. One individual that has spent some time in Ardenweald, way back in the day, was Cenarius, when he got struck down by Grommash Hellscream and his allies. Cenarius' soul got transferred to Ardenweald, before him eventually returning to Azeroth during the Cataclysm. One of the souls who got sent to Ardenweald in a more recent event was Ursoc, the Ancient Guardian, one of the several demigods that were among the first living creatures to roam Azeroth. Ursoc's spirits resided in the Emerald Dream since his second death in Grizzly Hills, but when Xavius corrupted the Emerald Dream, turning it into the Emerald Nightmare, you fought Ursoc in the Emerald Nightmare raid, in a twisted nightmare version of Grizzly Hills. Upon his death, Ursoc's soul traveled to Ardenweald in the Shadowlands, where he fell into slumber to await his rebirth. Unfortunately, due to the Anima drought, his spirit had to be sacrificed to save many others. Ravendrath, ruled by the Venthyr Covenant, where prideful souls, or souls that have some other flaw preventing them from serving in or going to one of the other realms, have to atone for their sins in the hopes of being redeemed. One such prideful soul is the one that belongs to Garrosh Hellscream. Garrosh, after his defeat, got sent to Ravendrath to atone for his sins. And since his soul is a particularly powerful one filled with anima, the rulers of Ravendrath currently use Garrosh's soul as one of the biggest anima sources in this drought. And Maldraxxus, ruled by the Necrolord Covenant, home of necromancers and abominations. Not everyone here is evil. Relentless, warlike souls who never yield and are willing to strive against one another for greatness are welcomed here by the Necrolords, and the greatest among them are reformed into undead soldiers who defend the Shadowlands from external forces. For instance, the soul of Draka, of the Frostwolf clan, mother of Goel, or Thrall, and mate of Duratan. Upon her death got sent to Maldraxxus, where she currently is a baroness and proud defender of Maldraxxus. Then there is also the Maw, ruled by a creature known as Zoval, or as most people call him, the Jailer. The Maw houses the most vile and irredeemable souls in existence. I'm not going to go too much into detail on each of these realms and covenants because I am planning separate videos going deep into the lore of these places and covenants. One important detail about the Shadowlands is they require an energy source. I've already mentioned this energy source a couple times throughout this video. This energy source is called Anima. Anima is the essence of mortal souls that enter the Shadowlands. The product of all the souls' experiences and actions in life, great souls, whether good or evil, have a lot of anima, whereas the souls of people who lived humble lives will have less. Anima infuses the Shadowlands and makes sure the trees grow and rivers flow, and it flows through all the creatures that roam the lands, plus it acts as a connecting bridge between all the different realms in the Shadowlands. So now that we know the basics about the Shadowlands and know how they function, let's talk a bit more about the history of this realm. According to the World of Warcraft Chronicle 1, the Shadowlands have always been prevalent in World of Warcraft. Spirit healers decide when it's time for a mortal soul to pass on to the Shadowlands. When a mortal dies and their soul crosses the veil between life and death, it is transported by the Kyrian to Oribos to be judged by the Arbiter. All the soul's deeds, misdeeds, thoughts, accomplishments, and failures are laid bare before the Arbiter, who then judges in a mere instant which of the infinite realms of the Shadowlands this soul belongs to. When a soul is in the designated realm of the Shadowlands, they are not locked in there forever. Souls who complete their obligations in one realm sometimes will get the opportunity to travel to other realms of the Shadowlands. So that way, for instance, if two lovers end up in separate realms of the Shadowlands, after they complete their obligations, they still have the opportunity to spend the rest of their afterlife together. One individual who has a lot of knowledge of the Shadowlands is Keeper Odin. He used his knowledge of the Shadowlands to create the first Valkyr, Helia, and tasked her with bringing the souls of worthy Vrykul to the Halls of Valor. Another important, maybe the most important individual who has had contact with the Shadowlands is Sylvanas Windrunner. When she killed herself in Icecrown Citadel, she found herself in darkness where she encountered 9 Valkyr that remained in service to the Scourge. While there, she started a partnership with the Jailer, which eventually led to her traveling back to Icecrown Citadel and break the Helm of Domination to break the veil between Azeroth and the Shadowlands. The Shadowlands, as we'll experience it as a player, is in a state of disarray. Since around the time of the Burning Legion's third invasion of Azeroth, which was the Legion expansion, the Arbiter has gone dormant. All of the souls who have perished are now funneled directly into the Maw. Because of this, the Shadowlands are starving for anima. Even as the Maw continues to grow from all the fresh souls it keeps getting, the rest of the Shadowlands grow weaker and eventually die. Sylvanas Windrunner has been perpetrating acts to bring great amounts of death and destruction in her partnership with the Jailer to work towards a common goal. The destruction of Teldrassil, the Battle of Lordaeron, and many more acts set in motion by Sylvanas are all the roots of the Maw becoming bigger and more powerful. But why? What are the plans she and the Jailer have? We will have to wait and find out once Shadowlands comes out. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this. And if there's any characters in Warcraft lore you'd like for me to make a video out of, I will. I enjoy Warcraft lore, I'm very passionate about it. So, until the next one, be sure to check me out on Twitch for almost daily World of Warcraft streams. Have a great day. Goodbye.